Which one of them do you want next?
It doesn't matter who's next. If I had to pick, I'm gonna be honest, it would be Spence because that's my dream fight. I've been calling it since
AT&T.
AT&T. There you go, at the Cowboys Stadium, and I just think that's my dream fight. And I don't care what anyone says about it. But anyone else, like I said, anyone can get it respectfully. I just want to fight the best. I'm just a competitive guy. Yeah.
We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live, Boxing Ego unpack. Yeah. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. Only so long fake thugs can pretend. Man, Golden Boy, they try to look after their fighter, Vergil Ortiz, who is facing a lot of pressure to fight Jaron Boots Ennis. And in their attempt to make him look good, it actually backfired. And the fans are screaming, "We want Boots. We want Boots." In this video, I'm gonna break it down and I'll take you all the way through it so there's no confusion. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, I've made several videos on this topic. It's an interesting one, not much going on in boxing. And people want to see Vergil Ortiz fight Jaron Boots Ennis. That goes without saying. This is what fans want. Will we get it? I don't know, because boxing fans often, just get treated like pawns, and the companies make what they want, try to protect their investment, etc. But after Boots pulled up, and I told y'all that would be a good look for him, and let his intentions be known that he does want to fight Vergil Ortiz next. He got in his face to face. Again, I've already made videos. Check those videos out. The problem is Vergil Ortiz and his team thereafter, like in the ring, no big problem. They were like, "Oh, you got a yes for me," and they were making it. Vergil was making it sound like he wanted to fight Boots next. But then after the camera stopped rolling, and then it was only YouTube cameras or separate interviews. Now Vergil Ortiz is like, "I want to fight Errol Spence. I don't care who's mad. I don't care who says what, but that's my dream fight. So that's what I want, and I don't care who's offended by that." He's also stated he doesn't care what's next outside of Errol Spence, right? So very weird, in my opinion, given the fact that Boots was in the ring. He came to your fight. You won in a brilliant second round knockout. Kudos for that. Came to your fight in your ring after your victory, and you say, "Boots, come over here," right? What was the point of that? What is the point of summoning somebody and saying, "Boots, come over here," doing the whole face-off, letting him get whatever off his chest? You said whatever you said. Boots definitely had the better of the face-off, in my opinion. But why did you say, "Boots, come here," if you're going to be talking about Errol Spence or really any other fight that nobody wants? People want the Boots fight. Now, Golden Boy, they try to save face, and I'm going to show you. Golden Boy posted this, which you see on the screen. It has Vergil Ortiz's picture. Name a better fighter at 154. We'll wait, right? And they put a little like mischievous smirk face. Well, I want you guys to know that this has backfired horrendously, because they're saying name a better fighter at 154, and I screen recorded some of the comments. So we'll see. Here's what they think about you. The lineal champion Charlo. Jaron, Charlo, Xander Zayas. Y'all ninjas know it's Boots. Picture of Boots. This ninja scared from Juice. Boots. Look at all the people putting Boots highlights. The one Oscar is avoiding. Name a fighter at any weight division. That was because, hold on. They said, Nate is at the boogeyman Jaron Boots Ennis, right? the one that Oscar is ducking. Name a fighter at any weight division that was ever considered the best without having won a real championship title in any weight class. That's a good point. Like, that's like Ryan Garcia saying he's the best at 147, but he's never been a champion, like a real belt. How is he the best if he ain't never been a champ at any weight? Laughing my off. Turkey pretty much said, what does that say? Turkey pretty much said everyone was ducking with Bakram and Vergil just ducked Boots. Come on now. 138 comments and 102 of them say Jaron Boots Ennis. Yeah, this fight needs to happen next. Again, this backfired. Golden Boy, I don't know why they would post something like this other than to engagement farm, but this makes your fighter look bad because you said name a better fighter and nobody is saying Vergil Ortiz is better. One person just put Murtazaev, but a lot of the comments are saying Boots. Boots would stop this guy in 8 rounds. They got footage of Vergil getting dropped, footage of Boots. It says, stop it. If y'all, hold on, it's moving up. Stop it. If y'all not fighting Boots next, then Boots is better. Till then, I really don't want to hear nothing from Golden Boy. Vergil or anybody else over there wouldn't even be on y'all like this if it wasn't for the Boots come here line. Where I'm from, wolf tickets get you hurt. Pretty much what I said. Why'd you say that? Look, they got a picture of Boots. Somebody put Vergil, but y'all ducking Boots though. Like, what's really up with that? See, there's so many comments. I have to keep going back. Why don't Vergil fight Fundora, Boots fight Bakram, and the winners fight each other? But why? But, bro, this is what's wrong with boxing. There's a lot of people that they click on my video. I give you excellent commentary, excellent high quality audio and video because I've been doing this for a while and I've taken the time to master my craft, right? Don't I always provide you guys with audio that's not choppy, dialogue that's coherent? I'm not stuttering and like reading cue cards and all this type of stuff. I give you high quality. And I've kind of spoiled you guys as boxing fans because I know when you come to a Boxing Ego video, they're well put together because, again, I put years into my craft, decades into my craft. And since you get that experience, it just comes across as easy, like anybody can do it because you never really see me sweat because I've been doing this so long. The problem is then you start getting a bunch of other people who want to opine and they think they can do this, but their takes are not good. And if you got before a crowd like Boxing YouTube or just talking boxing on the internet, you're not going to go far with weird talking points that aren't factually true, don't show receipts, etc. Like weird talking points. Like this dude is talking about why doesn't Vergil fight Fundora? Okay, Fundora just pulled out with a hand injury, so we don't even really know what's good with him, right? He was supposed to fight Keith Thurman, pulled out. So that suggestion to me is dumb because who's to say that Fundora is available based on his hand injury, which costed him the Thurman fight in October. So he's not in the clear. I haven't heard no updates, no, oh, he talked to the doctor and he's cleared. I haven't seen no videos of him sparring, nothing. So we don't even know what's up with that. Second, how do you know that PBC does not want to go forth with the fight that they already had on the table, which was Keith Thurman? So that for that reason, Fundora don't even make sense. Then the other person they said is Murtazaev. And while I was scrolling, there was a flyer from the Murtazaev fight. He's already fighting Josh Kelly. Boom. So again, a lot of people think they can do what I do and they be like, oh no, Ego, you're wrong and all this type of stuff. But then you guys suggest stuff like fight Fundora and then the other one fight Murtazaev. and one's injured and MIA, out of commission, and then the other has a scheduled fight. It's not how boxing works. So why would we see, to me, I feel like that's a Vergil Ortiz fan that would even suggest that. Like, let's do this tournament style and then the winners meet. That's dumb. Vergil got a second round knockout. Boots got a first round knockout within a month or two of each other. They're both free right now. Why are we waiting for Fundora? Why would we wait for Murtazaev, right? When both guys are free. This is what's wrong with boxing, because you have people who will accept the uckery and you have people who make suggestions like, yeah, we should just wait and let them fight this guy and build up to it and marinate. Big problem with that, because when you let stuff marinate too much and you don't strike while the iron's hot, let's be real. These aren't the same type of fighters from yesteryear, meaning Sugar Ray Leonard, Floyd Mayweather, Pacquiao, etc. These aren't. I don't know if some of these kids are even built like those fighters, James Toney, Evander Holyfield, Lennox Lewis. If the going got tough, are you rocking with Lennox Lewis, Andre Ward, Floyd Mayweather, or are you rocking with some of these new people who have very thin resumes and haven't really fought anybody, and they do a lot of back and forth social media talking and bickering, but not a lot of fighting or pulling out for mental health issues? You don't think guys in the past had mental health issues? They just dealt with it, right? Compartmentalized it and dealt with it after the fight or whatever, right? That's the reality of it. So it's not looking good. I don't like these suggestions that two available guys that everybody just watched them face off shouldn't fight next. We should wait for them to build up to something. Because again, when you don't strike while the iron's hot, then somebody looks bad, somebody gets exposed, somebody loses, somebody fails a VADA test, who knows? And then before you know it, boxing suffers, because at its peak, we didn't get Amir Khan, Kell Brook. At its peak, we didn't get Wilder, Joshua, or Joshua versus Tyson Fury, when they would have been, at a point in time, very good fights. What else y'all talking about? We won't know unless he fights the other best fighters like Boots. Jaron Ennis is the best. If you take Ennis out the equation, there are champions in that division. The guy in the picture has never even won a title. Look how many people are putting this Boots gif. Somebody says, Xander Zayas, you're scared of Bakram. You faced, man, it says you faced off, what did that say? The guy he faced off with then said, nah, I'll fight someone else. All in the same night. Great fighter though. You won't have to wait long, because it said, I'll wait in the Golden Boy. Wow. Not even Boots fan like that. He's going to work this man. LOL. This guy, he's about to duck. We don't know. None of these so-called best fighters want to fight each other. Somebody posted a Boots highlight. Boots Ninja, the one you just ducked. Jaron Ennis. So let's see if the fight time is now. The fight don't need to marinate. The time is now. Shout out to Tony. Exactly. The guy he called out in the ring in his last fight, where he shortly after said he doesn't have to fight him because he can do whatever he wants, which I already talked about in my video. Boots, the one he's ducking, but also Charlo. Make the fight and we'll know for sure. Boots, Fundora. And look at the person he's avoiding, Charles Conwell. Boots, Boots, Jermell Charlo. Look at how many people are putting Boots. That says, let's have him prove it. Boots, Jaron Ennis, Boots, Charlo, and Errol. I don't know why someone put Adrian Broner trying to be funny. Jaron Ennis, the man y'all need $10 million to fight with y'all scary. Murtazaev, Boots. And I stopped recording after that. Shortly after that. Because look, everybody was screaming Boots. So I was like, I don't even need to see no more. Everybody keeps saying Boots. So the people have spoken. I don't know what Golden Boy's intent was with that, but they look dumb, because you're up here saying name a better 154 pounder than Vergil Ortiz, and then the public spoke, and not one of the comments really said Vergil Ortiz. They were like, he's never been a champion. And then I want to say a good 90, 92, 93% of the comments said Boots' name. So I can't wait for 2026. If Golden Boy does not allow Vergil to fight Boots and there's a legitimate deal on the table, because Eddie Hearn already said DAZN wants it, they're going to look extremely bad. And that's just whatever. Boots, he's already said what he wanted. Vergil Ortiz been a bit shaky, talking about, oh, I could have fight whoever I want. I just beat Lubin. We don't care, bro. Like, Lubin does not have the, see, people are trying to trick you in the game. Nobody believes that Lubin had the momentum that Jaron Ennis has right now. Come on, bro. The man been stopped 2 times before you even stopped him. And he arguably lost to Ramos. And he hasn't really fought that many times. So you can say whatever you want. Madrimov was coming off a loss to Crawford. Boachuk had already got knocked out by Brandon Adams. We're not trying to hear it. If you fight Boots, you'll get credit because nobody did what Fundora or Jermell Charlo did to Lubin before you. Nobody did and beat Madrimov before Crawford. So he was coming off a loss when you fought him. Boachuk already got stopped, something that you didn't do, and he dropped you multiple times. Brandon Adams just beat him twice, once by stoppage. So your resume is cool. You know, these are top 10 guys, top 15 guys, you know, things like that. But to make it like, oh, I just done so much that I've earned my spot, like you've been doing this at the highest level, like Floyd Mayweather, is laughable. And it's funny because let's be real, especially with like Latino fighters, Hispanic fighters, Mexican fighters, you always hear when they fight somebody who's not Hispanic, like a black fighter, right? They'll say, oh, you'll hear people say stuff like, oh, I'm tired of runners. This guy don't want to trade with the person. Now you have a black fighter who everything we've seen about him is about action. Is not no, oh, this guy's a runner. You're going to have to seek him out. He's going to be playing hide and seek. He's going to be hitting you with feather dusters or whatever people said about the black fighters who box more, like Shakur, right? If Devin fights a Ryan Garcia, people are like, oh, he's going to run. Or Ramirez, oh, he's going to run. Shakur Stevenson fights Zepeda or Oscar Valdez, oh, he's going to run. Now you have a black fighter who doesn't fit that Devin Shakur mold where there's a strong chance they use a lot of movement and box a lot more and have minimal power. You got a guy like Boots who puts people out just like Vergil Ortiz puts people out. Perhaps I would even say in a more dynamic way because he's faster and more athletic. And then now, you know, you have fans who always say Mexican fighters or Latino fighters, they fight for the fans, the people's champ, and they're fighting to please the crowd. This is a crowd-pleasing fight, Jaron Ennis and Vergil Ortiz. And then Vergil Ortiz is not saying the right things, nor is his team. He's talking about fighting Errol Spence, and he don't care who's mad, and he's earned the right. That don't look good, bro. That don't look good at all, because why would you want to fight the guy off a 3-year layoff and a loss rather than a guaranteed? We've seen more fights and even more at 154 from Boots Ennis than we have from Errol Spence. We haven't seen Errol since the Crawford fight, and then some people said he's not been the same since the accident. So the fact that Golden Boy is going to try to force feed you a fight with Errol right now, he's in between trainers, he's in between inactivity. He got some things going on. I think Errol, for what he's done to the game and whatnot, he's deserving of a tune-up fight. A couple of them, for real, but at least one. You know what I mean? So I have no interest in watching Errol Spence and Vergil Ortiz at this point with everything considered. But Boots is a ready-made fight. So good luck trying to convince people that the ready-made fight and the guy who just got in your face, who doesn't run like they say with black fighters or Cuban fighters also. Oh, this guy's a runner. Oh, he don't run. He don't not have power like some of the other people who box. So there's no reason not to fight Jaron Boots Ennis that are typically given. Like when Floyd fought Canelo, people are like, oh, he ran and he don't hit hard, blah, blah, blah. Okay, now you got two people in the ring that hit hard, both peaked, both got first to second round knockouts, both people are hungry, both people undefeated, and you talking about fighting a guy who has been defeated. Just like Lubin had been defeated, just like Madrimov had been defeated, just like Boachuk had been defeated. This is your opportunity to take a black fighter's oath. What are we really talking about? And then you're acting kind of prima donna. I don't care what anyone says. I want to fight Errol. I don't really care who I fight, but I want to fight Errol. Huh? I've done my part. Bro, you're not a big star at this point. And that's what these fighters don't understand. Making the right choices is what can push you over the edge to stardom. You're not just like, oh, I'm a star because Golden Boy said so. That's not really how it works. I like, if I hit my casual buddies who tap in occasionally, they are not going to even know who Vergil Ortiz is. They might know who Jaron Boots Ennis is, to be very frank. But I guarantee you they don't know who Vergil Ortiz is. They wouldn't be able to pick him out of a police lineup. So to act like you've done so much to the point where you got the pick of the litter and it doesn't matter what other people said, like you're Floyd Mayweather, 20 years in the game, and you just earned this right, is bananas to me. Talking about I can fight whoever I want. I mean, that may be true, but you're not going to get the respect for it. And again, how come when there's a black fighter that fights in the Shakur Devin style, a boxer, you always have like race fans and they're like, oh, these guys are boring. No one wants to see him tiptoe and run around Tom and Jerry, blah, blah, blah. Now we have a guy in Boots who has never, ever put on a Tom and Jerry fight, never put on a boring fight. You could say, oh, I want to see him fight better comp, but he's not fighting boring fights. And then we're sitting up here talking about fighting Errol or doing this. Xander Zayas has a fight. Fundora's out of commission. Bakram, who has been avoided, finally got a fight with Josh Kelly, right? Why should anyone talk about anything? Why did you call Jaron Ennis over to you only to 30 minutes later say you don't care what no one's talking about? Your dream fight is Errol Spence. Somebody needs to make that make sense. And then the other thing is, oh man, we offered him to fight 1 or 2 times and it didn't happen. So I could do whatever I want. Why? We don't care. What happened in the past, what happened in the past. Like if I ask a girl out and she turned me down 2 other times, and then I ask her out a 3rd time, and the 3rd time's the charm, and she was like, yeah, you can take me out. Boom. What am I going to be like? Oh, but back last year in March, you said you didn't want to go out with me. Remember when I asked you out a 2nd time in August and you didn't want to go? Maybe she was going through a breakup. Maybe she didn't want to see someone. She was trying to work on herself. I don't know. I don't care. The bottom line is I asked again and now she effing with it. You see what I'm saying? So why are we harboring on what didn't happen or what could have happened and this and that rather than making the fight? So for me, that sounds like a cop-out because Floyd Mayweather and Pacquiao tried to make the fight. Pacquiao was like, oh, I'm afraid of needles. Floyd was like, take the test. I just want to be on an even playing field. They were at an impasse. It didn't work. For that reason, the fight fell apart. Boom. Floyd years later called and said, I got 40 million for you. Pacquiao passed over the phone or hung up or whatever. Didn't work again. Years later after that, Mayweather Pacquiao actually fought. You see? So that's boxing for you. It don't always work on the first try, right? We've seen it with Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. They had negotiations. Crawford was like, I need to fight. This ain't going nowhere. We're at an impasse. I'm fighting David Avocado. Then he left, came back, ended up fighting Errol Spence. So why people need to stop with this notion that in boxing, a fight, if it didn't materialize one or two times previously, that all of a sudden is like, it can never happen again. Situations change, timing changes, seasons change. Like, what are we talking about? So to me, that's not good enough for Vergil Ortiz to be like, oh, we tried. Okay, try again. Because now he's in your division, he's in your face. The fans are like requesting even more based on y'all last performances. Try again. First you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again. Rest in peace to Aaliyah. Let me know how I did. Subscribe for more boxing news. Very direct, to the point. Like this, we unpacked. Live streaming can be tough, which is why I use StreamYard. Click the link in the description for StreamYard, which is an awesome tool that enables you to set up your stream with ease of use. Get great results with live streaming. It's what I use. Stream to social media with ease with StreamYard. Live streaming is here to stay. Engage with your audience using StreamYard. Great way to reach out to your audience and connect. So you need a tool that can do that. If you're new to YouTube and you're struggling to get views, one tool I can provide to you is TubeBuddy. I've been on YouTube over 10 years. I use TubeBuddy daily to crank out videos just like this one that you're watching. Learn how the pros do it with TubeBuddy. YouTube receives a lot of traffic, which also means a lot of creators, a lot of people putting out content. So you need to learn the ropes so you know how to separate yourself, especially if you're new. But even if you're a pro, use TubeBuddy. The link is in the description. Get more views, more subscribers, and a higher click-through rate. So ultimately,